Over 70% of drivers are still falling for fuel myths that are quietly wrecking their engines and draining their wallets. That's why hundreds of thousands of cars end up in the repair shop every year from damage that was completely preventable. So here are 15 fuel myths stupid people fall for. Don't skip, you might be falling for them. Let's start the countdown with myth number 15. Turning off the AC saves you a ton of gas. Ever wonder why your fuel economy doesn't budge no matter how many times you kill the AC on the highway? Same mileage, sometimes worse than before. That's what happens when you follow advice built for cars from 30 years ago. Rolling your windows down might feel like the smart move at the pump, but it's costing folks more in the long run. At highway speeds above 40 miles per hour, those open windows create serious aerodynamic drag. Your engine has to push harder just to maintain speed. I've run back-to-back tests on the same route. Windows down at 60 miles per hour burned more fuel than running the AC the whole time. Drivers thought they were saving money. Truth is, they were paying for it every single mile. And when a myth this simple has been misleading drivers for decades, just wait until you see what the next one has been doing to your wallet at every single fill-up. Myth number 14. Your car runs better on premium fuel. You'd think spending a little extra at the pump would actually do something for your engine, right? Not really. Most folks don't realize their car's computer isn't tuned to take advantage of higher octane at all. If your vehicle's manual says regular 87, that's exactly what the engineers who spent millions designing your engine determined was optimal. One grade up doesn't unlock hidden horsepower. It just unlocks a higher bill. I've had customers come in convinced premium was keeping their engine clean and running strong. When we ran the diagnostics, the results told a different story. Same carbon levels, same wear patterns, same everything as the guy running regular down the street. Higher octane just means the fuel resists pre-ignition. Better in high compression engines. It doesn't mean more power, better cleaning, or anything else the marketing wants you to believe. To make things worse, AAA tested this extensively and found zero measurable benefit for engines designed for regular fuel. They estimated Americans waste over $2 billion a year falling for this myth alone. That's not a minor slip. That's billions of dollars going straight into oil company profits for absolutely no return. And just when you think that's bad enough, the next myth makes this one look like pocket change. Myth number 13. You need to warm up your engine before driving. Here's the thing about the warm-up habit. It's been passed down like a family heirloom. Cold morning, you start the car, let it idle for 5, maybe 10 minutes so the engine can warm up. Seems logical, right? But unless you're driving a car from the 80s with a carburetor, you're just burning gas to go nowhere. Modern fuel-injected engines are built to warm up while you drive. All they need is about 30 seconds, not 10 minutes. I've had customers swear by this routine for years. When we pulled up the data on their engines, the cylinder walls told the whole story. Cold idling lets unburned fuel wash oil right off those walls, causing extra wear every single morning. Plus, your catalytic converter only works when it's hot, so all that warming up is really just dumping more pollution into the air while your engine wears faster than it should. The fastest, most efficient warm-up is to start the engine, wait 30 seconds, then drive off gently. Your engine reaches operating temperature faster under light load than it ever would sitting in the driveway. And just wait, the next myth has been quietly damaging engines one cold morning at a time for decades. Myth number 12. Running on empty destroys your fuel pump. This one's sneaky because there's just enough truth in it to sound convincing. Your fuel pump is cooled by the gasoline surrounding it, so running consistently on fumes can cause it to run hotter than designed. That part is real, but the occasional low fuel emergency, that's not going to grenade your pump. I've torn down pumps from cars that hit empty dozens of times. The pumps weren't the problem. It was years of consistent bad habits stacked on top of each other. The bigger risk isn't the pump overheating. It's the sediment sitting at the bottom of your tank getting sucked into the system when levels drop that low. That stuff clogs filters and injectors like glue. Modern cars have much better filtration than older vehicles, but still, making a habit of running on fumes is like never changing your oil and expecting the engine to last forever. It's not a catastrophe from one close call, but it's not smart maintenance either. And believe it or not, the next myth manages to mislead even more drivers than that. Myth number 11. Manual transmissions always get better gas mileage. You'd think a transmission you control yourself would give you the edge on fuel economy, right? Not anymore. Most folks don't realize modern automatics have completely flipped the script on this one. Today's 8, 9, and 10-speed automatics, not to mention CVTs and dual clutch systems, are engineered to hit the perfect RPM for maximum efficiency at all times. Even the best manual driver can't match the precision of a transmission that selects the perfect gear down to the millisecond. I've had car guys argue this point with me until I pull up the EPA ratings right in front of them. Many automatic versions now get 2 to 3 miles per gallon better than their manual counterparts on the same vehicle. Where old 3-speed slush boxes were notorious fuel hogs, today's transmissions use sophisticated algorithms that analyze throttle position, road grade, and load to find the perfect gear every single time. Unless you're driving something from the Reagan administration, that stick shift isn't saving you gas anymore. It's just giving your left leg a workout. And just wait. The next myth is one that costs drivers real money every single time they pull up to the pump. Myth number 10. Premium fuel boosts your miles per gallon in any car. This one surprises a lot of folks. They hear premium and think it's a higher grade of fuel with more energy packed in. But here's the truth. Premium doesn't have more energy. That octane number just measures how much the fuel can be compressed before it ignites. High compression engines need it to prevent knock. But if your owner's manual says regular 87, your car's computer was never programmed to take advantage of anything higher. I've seen plenty of drivers switch to premium hoping to squeeze out better mileage. The pattern's always the same. Same fuel economy, lighter wallet, and a look of disappointment when the numbers don't change. When we check the live fuel data on the scan tool, the engine is doing exactly what it would do on regular. The computer doesn't suddenly optimize for a fuel grade it was never tuned for. Plain and simple. AA ran extensive tests on this exact claim and found zero improvement in fuel economy for engines designed for regular fuel. Zero. Yet Americans still waste over $2 billion a year on this myth at the pump. That's not a minor misconception. That's billions of dollars evaporating into thin air every single year. And hey, if you've ever fallen for this one, hit that like button and drop your experience in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. We're exposing the next myth, and it's one that's been damaging a critical part of your fuel system every single time you stop for gas. Myth number 9. Keep squeezing the pump after it clicks for more fuel. You'd think a few extra squeezes after the click would top you off and stretch your fill up a little further, right? Not really. Most folks don't realize that when the pump shuts off automatically, your tank is full. Those extra squeezes aren't going into your tank. They're being sucked right back into the station's vapor recovery system, or worse, spilling onto the ground. There's zero extra fuel making it into your car. That's a nightmare for your wallet. I've had customers come in with check engine lights tied directly to this habit. Saturated evap canisters, rough idle, even hard starts on cold mornings. When we pulled the canister, it was soaked through with liquid fuel. That charcoal canister is designed to capture vapors, not handle liquid. Once it gets flooded, it can't control emissions properly, and the repair bill starts climbing fast. Depending on the vehicle, you're looking at $200 to $600 in parts and labor, all from trying to squeeze in a quarter gallon that never even made it into the tank. Stop at the click. Your wallet and your emission system will both thank you. And believe it or not, the next myth manages to waste even more money than that. Myth number 8. Cruise control always saves fuel on the highway. It looks like the smart choice. One button, steady speed, effortless efficiency. But don't let that fool you. Cruise control is programmed to maintain speed at all costs. The moment it senses any drop, it punches the throttle. A smart driver anticipates a hill, builds a little momentum on the approach, and eases off on the climb. Cruise control doesn't think ahead. It just reacts by dumping more fuel into the engine to compensate. I've driven the same hilly route back to back, once with cruise and once without. The fuel gauge told the story plain as day. A good driver eases off the gas cresting a hill and lets gravity do the work on the way down. Cruise control keeps applying throttle until it's already heading downhill, then suddenly has to back off. That's not efficient driving. That's reactive driving on autopilot. Sure, on long flat highway it works fine, but there's a reason skilled hypermilers never touch the cruise button in varied terrain. And if you've been relying on cruise to save fuel on your commute. And the next myth, it's one that millions of drivers still swear by every single morning. Myth number 7. Keeping your tank full stops fuel from evaporating. This one's sneaky because it sounds scientific. Keep the tank full, leave less room for air, less vapor escapes. But every modern car has an evap system, short for evaporative emission control, a completely sealed setup that traps fuel vapors and routes them back into the engine to burn. Whether your tank is full or sitting at a quarter, those vapors aren't going anywhere. The system handles it automatically. That's been standard on every car sold in America for decades. I've worked on plenty of high-mileage cars owned by people who topped off religiously. The evap systems weren't cleaner. In some cases, they were worse, saturated from years of overfilling. When we tested fuel economy back-to-back on the same vehicle, the half-tank run beat the full-tank run consistently. Gas is heavy. A full 20-gallon tank adds over 120 pounds to your car. That's like hauling an extra passenger everywhere you go. More weight means more work for the engine, which means more fuel burned every mile. The better move is keeping your tank between a quarter and 3/4 and skipping the obsessive top-offs. And if you think that myth was costing you, the next one goes way deeper. It's tied to a habit millions of drivers defend every single time someone tells them to stop. Myth number 6. Rolling windows down instead of AC always saves gas. You'll find this advice all over the internet. Convenient, sure, but not exactly trustworthy when it comes to the actual numbers. The advice was built around one thing: avoiding the fuel load of old AC compressors. But modern AC compressors are a completely different animal, and that changes everything about this equation. I've seen plenty of fuel economy tests run with windows down on the highway. The pattern's always the same. At speeds above 40 miles per hour, the aerodynamic drag from open windows costs more fuel than the AC compressor does. Your car's body was engineered for smooth airflow with the windows up. Open them at highway speed, and you're essentially bolting a parachute to the roof. The engine has to work harder to push through the turbulence, and fuel economy drops fast. Modern variable displacement AC compressors only draw power when the system actually needs it. On a mild day at highway speed, the load from running AC is almost negligible compared to what those open windows are doing. Sure, in slow city traffic, the equation flips and windows down makes more sense. But on the highway, windows up, AC on, and don't look back. That's not an opinion. That's what the fuel trim data shows every time. And just wait, because the next myth is where things start to get really ugly. Myth number 5. Topping off the tank gets you a little extra fuel. Now here's a habit that surprises a lot of folks when they find out the truth. They hear that first click and think there's still a little room left in there. But when that pump clicks off, the tank is full. Whatever you top off after that moment isn't going into your fuel tank. It's going into the station's vapor recovery line or spilling onto the forecourt. Not a single drop is making it into your car. You are not getting more fuel for your money. I've had customers come in with check engine lights and rough idle complaints they couldn't explain. When we pulled the evap canister, it was soaked through with liquid fuel. That charcoal canister is built to capture vapors and route them to the engine to burn. Keep overfilling for years, and that canister gets saturated. The repair runs anywhere from $200 to $600 depending on the vehicle, or from trying to squeeze past the click. And here's the kicker. The vapor recovery system on the pump is specifically engineered to pull those extra drops right back out before they ever reach your tank. That means you're paying for fuel that immediately goes back underground into the station's supply. Stop at the click, every time. And believe it or not, the next myth manages to drain wallets even faster than this one. Myth number 4. Those aftermarket fuel-saving gadgets actually work. This one's sneaky because it's everywhere. You see those bold ads online. Plug this device in and slash your fuel costs by 40%. Think it's a breakthrough backed by real engineering. But these gadgets don't produce results in the real world at all. They buy from whatever marketing angle sounds most convincing that week. One product claims to ionize your fuel, and the next one on the same shelf claims to align fuel molecules. Pure junk. There's zero physics behind either claim. That's a nightmare for anyone who falls for it. I've had customers bring these devices into the shop, genuinely convinced they were seeing better mileage. When we put the car on the dyno and ran back-to-back tests, with and without the gadget, the numbers didn't move. Not once. Some actually threw off sensor readings and caused the engine to run richer than it should have. A few customers started seeing worse mileage after installing them. The companies blamed it on the car needing time to adjust. That's a poor excuse when your product violates basic laws of physics. And here's the kicker. The EPA has tested hundreds of these devices across dozens of categories and found little to no benefit in virtually every single case. Some were pulled off shelves entirely after regulators found they were causing more harm than good. Drivers thought they were being proactive about fuel savings. Truth is, they were funding a scam. These aren't just corner cutters. They're products built to extract money from drivers who are already frustrated with fuel costs. Your money deserves better than a blinking LED on a circuit board. And just wait, the next myth goes even deeper than that. It's one that's been sitting on auto parts store shelves for decades. Myth number 3, fuel additives dramatically improve your gas mileage. Now here's a myth that's been in the auto parts aisle for all the wrong reasons. Fuel additives built their entire pitch around one thing, promising dramatic results in a bottle. And when your whole claim is 30% better mileage, something's got to give. Usually, it's the truth. I've seen plenty of problems tied to these products. Fouled sensors, engines running rough after use, and fuel economy numbers that actually dropped instead of climbing like the label promised. According to EPA test data, the vast majority of aftermarket fuel additives deliver results so small they fall within the margin of measurement error. That means you can't even prove they did anything at all. In some cases, metallic compounds in these additives have been linked to oxygen sensor and catalytic converter damage, turning a $15 bottle into a repair bill that'll make your eyes water. To make things worse, the additive market has almost zero regulation compared to the fuel industry itself. That means manufacturers can slap almost any claim they want on that label without ever proving it in a real-world test. I've seen the same formula repackaged under 5 different brand names with 5 different sets of miracle claims. It's the same liquid every time, just a different box. Sure, some well-known products like Techron offer mild cleaning benefits for a genuinely neglected engine. But for a modern, well-maintained car running quality top-tier fuel, you simply don't need them. Save your money for the stuff that actually makes a difference. And believe me, the next myth makes this one look tame. The number 2 spot goes to a belief that's been circling the internet for years, and it's still costing drivers every single day. Myth number 2. Those aftermarket gas-saving gadgets are backed by real science. This one hurts to debunk because the packaging looks so convincing. Professional design, technical terminology, bold performance claims. Folks see that and think there's real engineering behind it. But here's the truth. Fuel ionizers that claim to electrically charge your gasoline for better combustion don't work, because gasoline doesn't conduct electricity well enough for the process to occur. Hydrogen generators that claim to extract hydrogen from water using your car's electrical system would consume more energy than they could ever possibly produce. That's not innovation. That's a violation of basic thermodynamics dressed up in a fancy box. The FTC has taken legal action against multiple manufacturers for false advertising on these exact claims. Yet the products keep coming back under new names, new branding, and the same pseudoscientific language. One customer spent over $300 across 5 different devices trying to find the one that actually worked. Not a single one moved the needle on fuel economy. And hey, if you've ever wasted money on one of these gadgets, hit that like button and drop your experience in the comments. It helps more drivers avoid getting burned by the same scam. Don't forget to subscribe. We're about to hit the number 1 myth, and it's the one that costs American drivers the most money year after year. Real fuel savings come from good driving habits, proper maintenance, and quality fuel. Not a magnet you snap onto your fuel line. And believe me, the next one is where things get truly expensive. The number 1 spot goes to a habit that's burning through fuel every single day, while drivers convince themselves they're being smart about it. Myth number 1. Leaving the engine running uses less fuel than restarting it. This one isn't just wrong. It's one of the most expensive habits a driver can have, and most people don't even realize they're doing it. I'm talking about the deeply held belief that shutting off your engine and restarting it burns more fuel than just leaving it running. Drivers sit in drive-thrus, parking lots, and school pickup lines for 10, 15, 20 minutes with the engine running, convinced they're saving fuel. We're not talking minor waste here. We're talking 1/4 to 1/2 gallon per hour burning up for 0 miles traveled. Modern fuel injection systems are incredibly efficient. Starting a warm engine uses only a tiny sip of fuel, less than 10 seconds of idling. That means any stop longer than 10 seconds, you're ahead by shutting it down. I've done the math with customers who idle for just 20 minutes a day between errands and drop-offs. That adds up to over 30 gallons of wasted fuel a year. 30 gallons. That's real money evaporating into thin air every single day while they sit there thinking they're doing the right thing. Long idles also cause carbon buildup inside the engine because it never reaches optimal operating temperature under no load. Catalytic converters don't hit full efficiency at idle either, meaning more pollution going out the tailpipe per minute than a car that's actually moving down the road. I've pulled intake valves off engines from cars that spent years idling in driveways and parking lots. The carbon deposits told the whole story without me having to say a word. These aren't just wasteful habits. They're habits that quietly wear your engine down and drain your wallet simultaneously. But here's the good news. This one is completely in your control starting right now. Just turn the key. Your engine can handle it, and your wallet will absolutely thank you. Which one surprised you the most? Which one have you been guilty of? Let me know in the comments below. But you know what else is shocking? Car features that you don't know exist inside of your car. Click this video. I promise you won't regret it.